So we're going to play a little bit of Necromunda, which I've bored you about in the past.
So does that mean I can forget everything I've learned?
No.
From Warhammer? Too late.
That didn't take long, did it?
The Spiel Canal, yet another gaming channel with no budget for animation or even a catchy tune.
So since we're recording, I'm going to tell you this thing because I just want it to exist outside my own head, yeah?
Go on then.
When I turned up to my first visit this morning, it was at school, and I got offered a cup of tea,
Yeah.
which I accepted, and it was made in the most objectionable way I have ever personally witnessed.
What did they do?
So they put a tea bag in a cup, so far so good.
Yeah.
And then they put it under one of those coffee pod machines.
What?
And put the hot water in it from the coffee pod machine.
So they just pressed like a thing to get just hot water out of that?
Yeah, but it's not tea temperature hot water, it's coffee temperature hot water. I mean, why not just put it in the fucking microwave? It was vile.
I would never go there again. I'd burn school down.
Private school as well.
I'd definitely burn it down. Doing society a favour.
It's where the nation's finest learning to make their tea.
Doesn't bode well for future generations, does it?
I wonder if their parents know that sort of thing's going on at their kids' school.
I thought they were just bumming. So Necromunda is gang-based fighting. Think your 80s, Escape from New York sort of... No, don't know. Not familiar with Escape from New York?
So it's Gangs of New York.
Gangs of New York is different. That's different things. That's not John Carpenter 80s film. Okay. That's a Scorsese.
I don't know if I've seen any John Carpenter 80s films.
Okay, so it's gang-based combat. 40k that you played. You have your units, and you do all your units, and your opponent does all their units. In Necromunda, you do one model at a time. You take turns doing one model at a time. There's some exceptions that you activate multiple models, but that's it. And whereas in 40k it has all those phases, in Necromunda your model, your ganger, gets to do 2 actions. Okay, there's double actions where when they do something it uses both of their actions. Mm-hmm. There's simple actions.
A child could do it.
You can see where this is the second take of the video that you've jumped right in with that. You were waiting for that, weren't you? Yeah, a child could do it. Open a door, lay down, walk, throw a tantrum. And you can do the same one twice if it's a simple thing. Like you could walk and then walk again. And then you have basic actions, which are, I kind of think of it as, if you're in the gang, this is the basic thing you need to be able to do. Shoot a gun, stab someone, right? Stuff like that. We're not going to go through all of the different actions that you can do. There's cheat sheets that have that. I'll put a picture of one here and I'll put a link on here. I don't know why I'm pointing at the same time because they can't see that. We'll just have a couple of turns with just 3 gangers each, just to show how it kind of works. All right? Mm-hmm. If you take your 3 gangers, I've given you Escher.
Just move my beer first.
Move your beer, and I've gone Orlocks. So, like your 40k people, these characters will have stats that they can use. We won't worry about remembering all, but I'll quickly just list them off so that anybody who's watching gets an idea of what they are. So you've got movement, you have weapon skill, which is your stabby stab skill, or just punching someone in the face. You have your ballistic skill, shooting a ballistic weapon. Strength, toughness, number of wounds your character has. Their initiative, that comes up for various roles like chances of jumping over a gap or falling off a ledge. Number of attacks they get if they're fighting in melee. And then you have leadership, cool, willpower and intelligence. Those are all high numbers with a plus on them. You roll 2 dice to do tests against those. So what you would normally do is you would roll for starting off. So I've got you this handy little card.
Oh cool, I don't have to remember things. The boobs are all improbably perky.
I guess they haven't had kids.
You painted a nipple on this one accidentally.
Was it accidental?
Oh, was it on purpose?
I don't know, I didn't even realise. Okay, so there's normal dice that you'd normally use, and then there's a couple of special dice. An injury dice, so if your person gets shot down, they're not necessarily dead. You have a ammo dice. Every time you shoot a gun, there's a chance you run out of ammunition. And this is called a scatter dice. And it's when you throw a grenade or something, there's a chance, it ends up not going where you expect it to go. So we'll roll to see who goes first.
What is it? Highest first?
Highest goes first, yeah. You get to go first. All right. Mm-hmm. I knew you was expecting, this is where it kicks in and he rolls high and he gets to go first straight away. You get to pick whichever one of your characters you want to go first. Mm-hmm. And then you've got your simple actions and basic actions. So at the moment, if we just focus on killing each other, and that's it. What we see here in this terrain is if you have fighters behind this, so I can't see all of your fighter, it penalises my ballistic skill, makes it harder to shoot you. So a key part of Necromunda is making use of that terrain. The simple action of laying down, if you lay down behind some terrain, I can't shoot you at all. So even if I could see a little bit of your model, the rules are I can't shoot you, just because physically I can see a little bit of the model, it doesn't matter. So you can pick one fighter, you can move, and then you can try and shoot, and then on your card where it has your weapon, it has range, RNG, and then it has short range and long range. And you'll see where it's got ACC, short plus something, or long plus something, and that means that if you're within that range, you get a bonus.
So what does ACC stand for?
Accuracy.
Okay.
Let's go with accuracy. If you're within 16 inches with your las gun, then you'll get +1 to hit.
Okay.
Unlike 40k in Necromunda, you can't pre-measure. So you pick your fighter, and then you get to do your 2 actions, and then I get to pick my fighter, and I get to do my 2 actions.
Alright then. So this one.
Yep.
Going to move to there.
Right, so measure. So now you've declared what you're going to do. They're going to move up to that terrain, right? So then you measure to make sure, see if you can get to it.
Yeah.
And you move either way, but 5 inches easy. So you're moving to that cover, and then
I don't know if that's near enough to shoot some people.
you have to. That's part of the thing with Necromunda. You declare what you're going to do, and then we'll see if you're within range.
I guess that's less than 24 inches.
So I would suggest shooting the person over here who's in the open, because they won't get any. You won't get any negative modifiers to your ballistic skill. So I'll measure it for you.
Oh really?
Oh, sorry, you're out of range. So it'd be from your base of your model to mine, so it's 16 inches. So you're within short range. If it says like a rapid fire under the gun at the end where it says traits, you've got a chance of shooting multiple times. But with a las gun, I know it doesn't have that trait.
It says plentiful.
Yeah, so that means that if it runs out of ammo, it's easier to reload. So what you would do is you'd roll 1 dice, because you're taking 1 shot, and you would also roll this dice at the same time, just to see if you've run out of ammo.
Alright, so I'm taking 1 shot because I've got 1 action left, is that right?
No, 1, because it's a gun that only shoots once.
Only shoots 1 thing.
So what was your ballistic skill?
Is that the BS?
Yeah, the bullshit.
4+.
Okay, and then you've got +1 because you're within short range.
Yeah.
So it'd be a 3+, but you only rolled a 2.
Yeah.
So now it's my go. This is a normal ganger, but he's specialised, which just means he can take a slightly better gun. And he's got a harpoon launcher, which is a heavy weapon.
Looks it. Is he blindfolded?
No, why would he blindfold himself?
He looks blindfolded. From here.
So the harpoon launcher isn't unwieldy, which means it doesn't take a double action to fire. So he's going to move, he has 5-inch movement, he's going to move towards this cover, and then he's going to take a shot at your person. That cover that you're behind covers more than half your model, which means it'll be -2 to hit you. So usually you'd be hitting on a 4, so it means he's going to be hitting on a 6. So it was a simple action, baby could do it, toddled forward 5 inches, didn't fall over, good toddling. Now my basic action as a ganger to shoot you, so I need a 6. Which I get 1.
Oh,
that's the 6. Do you want to finish that sentence?
No.
So I hit. So my strength of my weapon is 5. If you look on your ganger, what's their toughness? The T.
3.
So my strength is higher than your toughness. So if it's higher, if it's equal, it's 4 to wound. If it's higher, it's 3. And if it's double, then it's 2. So it's not double. So 5 against 6. So it means I need a 3 to wound you. I get a 5. Okay, so now what happens is your ganger would, just from being hit, would lay down. But because they've also been wounded, they would have to roll to see if their armour saves them. But unfortunately my harpoon gun is negative on your armour, so you won't get an armour save. So that means you just roll an injury dice to see what happens. Here you go. They're dead.
No, I meant cake.
Okay, so they would be removed from the board. If somebody's taken out within 3 inches of your fighter, they would do a nerve test, which is where they roll against their call. But your
That's
people.
not 3 inches.
No, I'm just making that clear for the camera. It's not 3 inches.
Okay.
Jeez, you're so competitive. Okay, so now it'd be your go again. We've activated 1 ganger each, and then you get to pick which gang you want to go next. Now your chem thrower, on their weapon, it just says a T.
Yeah, what does that mean?
It means that they have a template, which is this. That's the range of their weapon.
Yeah.
So you've got a choice. You can move them and try and edge your way closer this turn and not go for the shot, or you can try and just put them in cover and see how that goes.
I guess I'll edge them closer.
So because a move is a simple action, it means you can do it twice.
So I could get up to this little thing here.
So yeah, they've got 10 inches.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to do that with a chem throw, yeah?
Yeah.
So you're going to move them up to hide behind that cover?
Yeah.
Okay. So then it'd be your person's go, your Death Maiden.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a needle pistol. If you're within 4 inches, it's +2 to hit. And it also has a chance of just poisoning my person and killing them outright.
Cool. So I'm going to move them up to here.
You can move them up to the terrain cover, yep.
Yeah. Just going to leave it.
That's fine. So laying down is good to protect your person.
Mm-hmm.
But when you reactivate them, you have to use an action to stand them back up. So you limit your actions on your next turn.
Mm-hmm.
And some actions, like if you want to charge somebody to start fighting them, that's a double action. So you wouldn't be able to get up and then charge someone.
But I can see like half of your person there.
This person?
No.
This one?
I can see all of that person. I can see half of that one.
Yeah, but you've only got a 9-inch range. So which one do you think they're both here in range? Or
this one might be in range.
So because they're behind the cover, so they'll be -2 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a 3-up ballistic skill, which means you'll be hitting on a
5.
Well done.
Oh look, 5.
Okay, so you got a 3,
Mm-hmm.
so you didn't get hit, but you also rolled the bullet,
Mm-hmm.
which means there's a chance your weapon is out of ammo. The needle pistol has a 6-up ammo check, which means you need to roll a d6 and get a 6. It's also scarce, which means if you fail the roll, then you won't get to reload it again this game.
The whole game?
So if you roll the red dice,
Yeah, I need a 6.
you need a 6.
Yeah, and I also don't have a 1 in 6 chance of that either.
You got it.
I do.
So if your weapon doesn't have scarce, then you can use an action on subsequent turns to try and reload it and roll the dice again. So my person is going to move up there, and then he is... I'm not going to fire, alright? Because I can see this person, I think I'm in range, but in this game, if I roll to hit her and I missed, I then have to roll to see if I hit my own person because they're in line of the shot.
Right.
That would be the end of turn 1. If you've lost anybody, you would roll to see if your gang is going to lose its nerve, and then the chance they might start leaving the battlefield. The roll would normally be a d6. So you roll a d6 and you add the number of people that are seriously injured or dead, and if that beats the number you started the game with, then your gang's going to lose its nerve. And then what you would do, so you'd roll it, I've lost my nerve, and then you'd go for each of your fighters and roll against their call to see if they leave or stay. So like, what was your chem thrower? What's their call? The CL?
7.
Oh, so they would stay, and then you'd do the same thing
So
with
it's got to be higher.
Yeah, it's a higher score. And then your Death Maiden is a 4 because she's like a zombie, so she's less likely to run away. So she'd be fine as well. Each time you fail, that fighter leaves, and then at the end of the turn you have to recheck them all again. Once you've lost your nerve, you have to check it every round. So. Now normally, if you have anybody who's seriously injured, they rolled the broken bone, you'd see if they recover. So you roll that dice again, they can die, they can stay seriously injured, or they could get a flesh wound, and then that means they can come back in the next round. So we roll to see who goes first. Do you want the red dice or the yellow dice?
I don't mind.
Oh, I feel like whatever one I'm going to give you, if you roll less, then you'll blame me.
It's not about the dice, it's about the deal.
Oh, so because we both rolled the same, and I went first last time, you go first this time.
I thought I went first last time.
Oh yeah, you did. Okay, I get to go first this time. Oh, thanks for being honest. So this guy can see a bit of your fighter, but she's more than 50% covered. So I'm going to use another action, simple action called aim. So I'm going to aim, and then I'm going to fire, and that'll be his 2 actions done. If you aim, it gives you a +1 to hit. Now, he'd normally be hitting on 4s. You've got full cover, so 6s, but because he's aimed, it's going to be a 5. So this is, he's got an auto gun, which is about the same strength as a las gun, but if I roll multiple bullet holes, it's actually done that many hits instead. It's a rapid fire weapon, kind of like an assault rifle nowadays. So 5s, so I don't get it, and it would have been 2 shots. So he's done, that's his 2 actions done. your turn. Bust out the chem thrower.
Yeah.
Okay, so what you would do is she going to move or is she just going to fire? You can fire then move. You don't have to do it in one order or the other. You can do whatever you want, but you can't fire twice.
What's the effect of cover?
Because you auto hit with a template, as long as anything's in the template you hit it,
Okay.
you get a bonus to the save roll instead. So if I got to roll a save dice for being wounded, I'd get a bonus on it.
Alright, well, I will just do it from there then.
Okay, so here's the template. Make sure you can catch my person with it.
Yep.
Easy. Okay, so what's the stats for the chem thrower?
I don't know.
So it's got strength.
Nope.
What does it say?
There's a T under the long range bit.
Yep.
And then there's a bit that says AM, and that's 5+.
Yep.
And that's it.
And what about traits?
The traits are gas and template.
Oh, gas and template. If you're hit with a gas attack, then you're not pinned and you don't roll a wound roll. Instead, you roll a d6, and if it's equal or higher than my toughness, or it's naturally a 6, then I go straight to an injury roll, regardless of how many wounds I have. But if it's lower than my toughness, then there's no effect. Now, toughness of my guys are 3.
Mm-hmm.
So you roll a d6, and if you get a 3 up, then I just go straight to rolling an injury dice.
Mm-hmm.
You also need to roll the ammo dice.
Well, you should have said so, shouldn't you?
No, I'm telling you now. That's literally what I just said. So it's fine. It has a chance of going out of ammunition because it's fired. But usually you'd roll it when you roll a hit, but with a template weapon you don't roll a hit. So my guy just shrugged it off. Now you might be within range to charge now.
Mm-hmm.
So in 40k you rolled 2d6 for charge.
Mm-hmm.
But in Necromunda, you roll, it's called a d3. Did we go over what a d3 is?
Nah.
You roll a d6 dice, and 1 and 2 is 1, 3 and 4 is 2, 5 and 6 is 3. So a charge distance would be your move distance plus whatever you get off a d3. So your move distance is 6 inches.
Sorry, I was too busy imagining what a 3-sided dice would look like.
So if you wanted to charge, which is a double action, right?
Yep.
You get to move 6 inches,
Yep.
which is your base movement,
Yep.
plus whatever the result is of a d3 roll.
So 1, 2 or 3.
Yeah, so the most you could charge is
It's
9
9.
inches. But unlike 40k, if you charge, you have to move. So if you don't run far enough, you still move the distance that you did roll, so it could leave you in the open. So is that 9 inches? Is it less?
To where?
If you wanted to charge this person.
Yeah, it is 9 inches because I measured it before.
Oh, that's true. So you'd have to roll a 5 or a 6 to make the charge.
Yeah.
If you fail it, you'd be out in the open. And I've got 1 fighter left.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can just shoot. You could aim and shoot, I suppose. Get on a 4. Too many decisions.
Yeah, decisions. I'll charge and shoot. Fuck it.
You can't charge and shoot.
Oh, what
You
am
can
I charging
charge.
for then?
You get to hit me. You get like a free action. If
I
you
hit you
charge
with
and you make it,
Yeah.
you get to melee me.
Oh, okay.
And your person has a thing called a venom claw.
Yeah.
So you're going to charge. So
Yeah.
you roll a d6.
Yeah.
See what you get. So you made it. You've run 7 inches. So then you'd measure 7
Yeah.
and move your character 7 inches forward. So if you're going to go, if you go that way around, you're pretty much 7. If you went this way around, you'd kind of move 6.
So from here,
Yep.
can you put your finger where it is? So I've got my pencil. I thought it was a bit further than that, but there you go.
You want to be closer, do you? That's why I was sceptical about the 9 inches, but that's fine. I'll just check the camera later. No, if you're trying to cheat me.
From my angle, it definitely looked like
From
that.
your angle. Yeah, that's right. You've been watching other YouTube videos on how to cheat. So that would be it then. That would be the end of the round.
Right then.
So we'll do one more round and then we'll just call it a day, alright? So we rolled to see who goes first.
Mm-hmm.
6. I get to go first. My leader's going to try and charge your Death Maiden.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't make it. You're up 6 inches. So 2. Oh, he has made it. Well, no, actually, because that thing's a bit in the way. 3. Oh, yeah, he's made it. Boom. My Orlok leader has a fist.
Just the one?
Okay, so my leader gets 2 attacks, and he has a servo claw. So 2 attacks hitting on 3s. Doesn't have to roll ammo dice because it doesn't have ammunition. So 1 hit. So it's strength 5. So it's going to be 3s to wound because your Death Maiden is toughness 3. So it doesn't wound. Now because I charged you and I attacked you, you get to retaliate if you want, and you don't even need, and you still also have a turn as well. So you can retaliate, or you can try and fall back so that you're not within distance of me.
I will always retaliate.
Just always straight to retaliate. Okay. So you get 3 attacks.
Yeah.
So you're going to need an extra dice.
Yeah.
You hit on 2s, and you've got a venom claw.
Yeah.
Which is a toxin weapon.
Sounds like it.
So roll your 3 dice to see how many hits you've got.
2. What's a hit on? 3?
2s.
2s. Oh, 3 hits then.
3 hits. 1's a 6.
Yeah.
Okay, so the venom claw has 2 traits on it. It has entangle and toxin. So with toxin, instead of making a wound roll, you roll against my toughness. So if you roll a 6 and you've got entangle, then it has 2 abilities. So one is I couldn't parry, but I don't have anything that has parry. And also, if I was reacting to you, I'd have -2 to hit, but I'm not reacting to you, you're reacting to me. So you got 3 hits, so you would roll all 3 of those dice, and you would want to beat my toughness of 3. So 3 or more.
Seems like there's a lot more rolling in this game.
Well, we've only played 40k with only a small amount of things.
2 3s and a 6.
So I do get, it's -2 on the armour penetration, so I don't even get an armour save. Regardless of the fact that my guy has 3 wounds, you get to roll 3 injury dice against me. So here's 2. Roll 2 and then roll 1. Roll 1 of them again. So I'm seriously injured. I've got a flesh wound, which means now I'm toughness 2 instead of toughness 3. And you get to roll 1 again, and I'm dead anyway. So you've killed my leader. And it's your turn. That charge was not as effective as I was hoping.
Clearly not.
No, she's a good melee fighter. So now you could use her and charge the next guy. Or use your chem thrower to do something else. Up to you.
I'm going to use my chem thrower first. And try and get this one again.
Okay. So you auto hit. So then you do the 1 dice to check against my toughness.
What do I need?
3 up. And then you roll the ammo dice to see if you've got an ammo check on the gun, which you do. So then what's the, it's a 5 up you said, I think, the ammo?
Yes.
So you roll a d6 and then you want to get a 5, otherwise you're out of chem juice. No more chem juice. Well, it's not scarce, I don't think, so you can try and reload it.
Alright then.
But it would use an action. So that's my go. My harpoon guy is going to move closer and then shoot your death maiden with a harpoon.
Try.
Well, now he is very close, which means instead of a 4 to hit, it is a 2 to hit. If he's within 6 inches, it's +2.
Good try.
Did you make a deal? You made a deal now. Okay, so done. And your turn.
I guess I'll charge one.
Which one? Now there is an advantage to if you can get a high enough charge to come around and not be facing them. I mean, you don't get an advantage with the weapons you've got, but if I survive and I react, I have to turn around, which means I'm -1 to hit you. And also, if you get that 6 on the hit with the entangle, I'd also be -2 to hit you, so that would be negative. I'd be like, I need a 7 to hit you. But there's a rule what you can do if it's more than a 6 to hit. So.
Alright then. Let's
So
go for that.
which one are you going to charge? This one's probably the shorter distance.
Yeah, go on.
So you got to roll a d3. So you've got 7 inches, which is fine. So you can come right round the back.
Okay.
So once again, you get your 3 attacks, hitting on 2s. We'll still count that, even though you missed the tray. So you got 6 again, which means I'd be -2 to hit. And you got 3 hits altogether. So you get to roll the 3 of them against my toughness.
What do I need?
You need 3 up. So 2 have gone through, and it means you get to roll 2 injury dice against me. Okay, so I'd lost the toughness from this, and these stack as well, so if you've got multiple, I'd lose loads of toughness. If I go to 0 toughness, I'm dead.
Okay.
And you seriously injured me. Now what you get, if you charge somebody and you take them down with a serious injury, you have a choice you get a free action. You can either consolidate, which means you get to move in any direction you want, or you can coup de grace the person you've just taken down, which means I'm just dead. But you only get that if you charge.
I'm going to finish him.
Of course you are. So because you've coup de grace me, so you don't move, and then that would be the end of the turn. Now this person was within 3 inches of that one, so I would have to cool check on him. His cool is 7, so I need at least a 7. That's cocked, so we'd roll it again. Got a 7. So.
Convenient, isn't it?
Thank you, my demon Dark Lord. So that's the end of the turn. So we would just roll to see who starts next. I think you've won this game, but I want to try and take that Death Maiden out if I do get to go first. So let's just do that final little action. See who gets to go first.
Who gets to go first?
Yeah, let's see who gets to go first.
On.
I want you to roll first to see.
Alright.
Who went first last time?
You.
Oh, so you get to go first.
Yeah.
It's over, innit? That's it. I would consider this a game well done. Shake hands. Good job. Smash me. Your first game with Necromunda. You lost 1 ganger, and then you mopped up the rest of my team. Disgraceful. Warlocks let me down. Well, they're alright. Middle of the road game. Good job to the Death Maiden. Done. Stop the video. So there you go.
Okay.
So basic actions.
Yeah, simple actions.
And double actions. So basic, baby can do it. Well,
no,
child can do it.
Basic is just standard skills for that particular game. Simple is a child
can do it.
So now you expect me to learn, you can't even get it right.
Sorry, Sweeney Mark, who asked for this video, made it more confusing. Simple actions.
Child can do it.
Child can do it. Basic actions.
Basic skills.
Basic skills. If you want to be in my gang, basic skills.
Stabberson.
Yeah, or, shoot or something. Can't think of a thing that works for shooting. Yes. The next one, we'll do some vehicles.
Vehicles?
Vehicle combat.
Okay.
Should finish painting my vehicles then.
They've got to be 3 colours.
I'll do the video, and when I go on the computer, I'll just colour them in on the computer. Or, impose somebody else's model over mine.